Hey folks, welcome.
California's a brand new game. Trying to be a hero.
Hello, welcome. Hello, Sean Q. That was Larry Gatlin and the Gatlin Brothers singing All the Gold in California. If you are watching me on Facebook or YouTube, I don't know why the camera is so blurry right now, so I'm just letting you know. The camera just does not seem to be focusing, so I'm sorry. But you may come find me on Instagram. It seems to be clear on Instagram. Hello guys, how are you? I'm so happy to see you. This week's episode is episode 24. The title is Eureka. Listen, getting from point A to point B today may be a bit winding. There may be some twists and turns, right? So, just strap in and bear with me here. Hi. And, I'll get you there. Eureka, I don't know, it's just what I have been thinking. It's been on my mind all week. I've been thinking of, that moment when you've been trying and you discover something, or you find something, or something finally is good after things that have been bad, right? It is apparently officially a transliteration, which basically means a word that was created because it sounds like the word it came from. Transliteration of a Greek exclamation attributed to Archimedes, the inventor. Something sort of like, hey, Eureka, which means I have found it. So that's where it comes from. I found sort of a hilarious weird story that's probably not true, but still awesome, about Archimedes getting into a bath and the water rising and him being like, hey, Eureka, or whatever the actual exclamation is, because he has had a breakthrough because he realizes about the displacement of water, and that's how he's going to be able to measure it, and this is going to solve some big problem having to do with a crown that some king or someone has decided that the person who made it did not put all gold in it, and, it's going to, the water, maybe not true, but still a hilarious story. Also, the story is that he got so excited that he got up out of the bathtub and ran around naked, the town, right? So, true, not true. Hey, Jessica. True, not true, crazy scientist, but still a good story. So, bear with me here. That was, like I said, started with a song called All the Gold in California. I don't know if you've ever had any of these songs, from your childhood, that you don't even remember where they came from or when you learned them. They're just there in your mind. And this is a song that I think of all the time. Turns out it's one of those songs, like I do, especially when I was a kid, I did a lot, where I just decided it meant something that isn't really what it meant. Turns out, this week I was, listening to it, because it was on my mind, and it's totally basically a song that's don't even bother. It's basically, was written by Larry Gatlin, it's from, 1979, during a traffic jam in LA, where he's basically don't even bother thinking that you can succeed in LA. LA sucks, and no one will ever make it, right? Clearly, that couldn't have been true, because he and his Gatlin Brothers band had some pretty big hits and were a big deal, at least in my family during my childhood, right? So, and if that wasn't defeatist enough, the B-side was something like, How Much Is a Man Supposed to Take? But anyway, the point here is, are there still terrible things going on in the world? Oh, you bet, right? But that doesn't mean that there can't still be good things happening, and then we can't sort of also enjoy those without feeling guilty. Also, this is just for me personally, you don't want to fall into that trap of feeling like you're just never, oh well, right? Nothing good's ever going to happen, or you don't deserve anything. That doesn't help either, right? Except be realistic about the bad, but it's okay to be happy about the good things too. So, I told you this was going to get weird. Gold rush, right? All the gold in California. Been thinking about the gold rush, and there's another reason, because of something great that happened. A show called Warrior. If you've never heard of it, it's an amazing show. It originated on Cinemax a couple years ago, and then I discovered it on HBO. It was envisioned by Bruce Lee, and actually his daughter brought it to fruition, but it's about the Chinese immigrants living in San Francisco, which was a little after the gold rush. I learned, because I learned that the years of the gold rush actually weren't as extensive as I thought. Technically it's 1848 to 1855, but anyway, so the show Warrior an incredible show about Asian Americans in like a totally different and new way, because it's like full of all kinds of different characters. You've got the gangs fighting each other, and then they're also taking a lot of shit from like the Irish and everyone else. There's all kinds of characters, including some like super hot Chinese guys. Like, it's just a great show. And after 2 years, a lot of people like me who thought it was amazing were like, how about another season? And it had just been decided, sorry guys, there just won't be another season. And people were bummed about it, but like, okay, let's move on with our lives. And then, just recently, it was like a huge announcement that whoever, you know, the big person in the sky that's in charge of that stuff was like, you know what, let's do another season. People want another season. People are shitting on Asian Americans right now, so we're gonna do another season. And it was such a surprise that they're gonna have to like rebuild all the sets, because they destroyed all the sets and all this. So, you know, that's a wonderful thing. Listen, in this like year and a half, entertainment's never been so important. So these are wonderful things. And I try to think, speaking of Gold Rush, perhaps all that glitters is not gold, but every once in a while it is, right? Turns out the Gold Rush was started by someone named, James W. Marshall. And then instantly like 30,000 people descended, and California soon after became a state, and, you know, it didn't work out well for a lot of other people, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But there you go, right? A lot of bad things, but good things do happen occasionally. I mean, I might not go so far as to say that all of your dreams will come true, but they certainly won't if you don't at least try to believe in them, right? We'll leave it at that. Okay, so I have some exciting news as well. Speaking of like exciting things, I'll talk a little bit more about that after, because I don't want to talk too much. But in 2 weeks, my EP, that good old EP, right, the EP that just keeps on trucking, will be back. Anywhere that you stream music, it will be back with the correct name on it, everything fixed, right? So that's exciting. And then, speaking of Eureka and exciting things that happened, the track that I was sure was just not going to work out has worked out. I'm going to be releasing this awesome single version of my song Superhero, produced by Dean Miller from Nashville. I'm going to do it on my birthday, I think, June 11th, but I have a very, very special sneak preview of all of that for you tonight. So, without too much more talking, I will let you know, unless it started to rain, I have a lot of competition. There are multiple sidewalk parties going on outside my window, which means also the pets are, you know, pacing about. So God knows what could happen, right? It's going to be great TV either way. Again, I apologize if you're watching me on Facebook. So I don't know why my camera is not focusing, so if you can, hop over to Instagram. If not, I will post the Instagram version of this later. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. Okay, so, songs. Here we go. So, in the spirit of, right, not being afraid, even if bad things are happening, it's still okay, and in fact, a really good thing to celebrate and enjoy the good things that are happening, and even if it's okay. If something isn't perfect the first time, right, you can keep working on it, internet's back and forth. It's gonna be a night, I can tell. The internet's in and out, my camera for Facebook is not focusing. Who knows what may happen, right? This is the song Arise. It's still arising, should I say. It's still evolving. Working on it, but, you know, let's be honest, I had to scrounge a little to find songs that were sort of inspiring, which tells me I need to write more inspirational songs, less about sad, complicated emotions. But here you go. This is Arise in its current state, so I hope you enjoy it. There we go. Okay. Run, was Arise in its most current incarnation, right? Next, I thought I'd do maybe Spotlight. Oh, hey, Kitty. Spotlight, which is a song, speaking of Eureka and trying to enjoy the good stuff. I suppose part of that is not always believing maybe other people's perception. Thank you so much, everybody. And sort of knowing if you've ever had a person in your life who sort of tries to avoid dealing with their own business by putting everyone else down. That's kind of what this is about, right? And you gotta recognize that so that you can move on. So that's what this song is about. This is Spotlight. You shine your spotlight on what is not right. Be not so bright, but what you don't see. So unhappy, you always will be. Stop aiming at me, look at yourself. Now please take a look at yourself. So thank you, folks. That is Spotlight. And just once again, if you join me on Facebook or YouTube and you're wondering why it's blurry, I'm not really sure. But see if you can find me on Instagram or just hang tight and I'll post the Instagram version later. I don't know what's going on. So now I have something special for you guys. I'm going to take off the guitar, actually. And we're going to hope that with the magic of technology, when it works, I am going to give you a honest-to-God sneak preview exclusive listen to the single version of Superhero that's going to be coming out in a bit. Dean Miller, the producer who put this together for me, this amazing instrumental track, also sent me a version without my voice so that I could perform it if I wanted to. So this one time only, I'm going to sing it along with the instrumental track that he put together, which is really awesome. It's also cool because if you know this song, it's a very different feel, very cool, and sort of like a whole new bag. So I hope you enjoy it. Let's hope that I can remember how to get my new phone to do this. Here we go to the files. There it is. Now I know you're very busy busting heads and fighting crime, but if you could just indulge me with a moment of your time, you can take off your cape and your fancy boots, turn off your x-ray vision and hang up your spandex suit. I realize you're busy and I hate to complain, but my God, even Superman had Lois Lane. I agree that you're amazing, but baby, here's the deal. I don't want your money, I don't need your strength of steel. I just want you to feel, 'cause you're a superhero. Can't be fooling around, yeah, superhero. And I'm still hanging around. Oh, you got so much willpower, but I'm stuck inside this tower, and it's getting colder by the hour. While you're out saving the world, you don't have to save me. You just have to love me. Now I'm certain you enjoy me, 'cause I see it in your eyes. And when you let me touch you, I can feel your size. This might come as a shock, but you could use some help too. And if you let go of me, the real victim is you. It must take so much strength to push me away, while the civilian inside you still begs me to stay. What is it that you're so determined to deny? Would admitting you loved me make it harder to fly? Oh, please tell me why. You're a superhero. just a hint of barking dog at the end, I think, really. If only the barking dog could have been worked into the final mix, I think that would have been perfect. Anyway, so thank you all for being here for this, I'm not going to say shit show of a show. It wasn't terrible, but there's a lot going on right now. If you knew how much was going on, you know. But I am so glad that you're here. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is sort of the Eureka thing for this week, because I was afraid that somehow it was actually going to turn out terrible somehow, but it didn't turn out terrible. It's really good, and especially if you knew, I should have taken a picture of the recording setup that I created in this very room to shut out the sidewalk parties and the other things. There were blankets clipped around, covered in cat hair. I think the cat hair actually gives extra, like, sound protection. A pop screen mounted onto a popsicle stick, you know, classy bitch all around. But he made it work. The final mix is great. It will be out on my birthday, and I'm like so excited about this one. I'm actually gonna do like a pre-save thing that you can do a week before. So, you know, it's coming. Anyway, the bigger point is, thank you all so much for being here. I love you very much. Have a great week. Hang in there. Keep enjoying those Eureka moments. It's okay, even if it means running around naked because you're so excited that you just figured something out. I mean, great. So I told you this was going to be a crazy journey. Only Lee A. Davis herself would start with Larry Gatlin and finish with Shock G, a.k.a. Humpty Hump. R.I.P. I miss you so much. The other thing that's, you know, been going on, we've lost a lot of rappers lately. DMX, Black Rob, Shock G. This one really hit me because this song is one of the greatest of all time, and it really brought me a lot of joy back in like 1990, and still today it has never stopped bringing me joy. So while I navigate through my phone to get to the right thing to play it for you, I'm going to leave you with, in the words of Humpty Hump or Shock G, I wish you peace and humptiness. Oh, also, a wonderful thing I found out, because I found it, but I just have more stuff to tell you. So I learned this about him today, that there's a great NPR article about him, about how he really should get more credit for what he did, because he was a producer, he did all this other stuff, because he was all about funk and being hilarious. He wasn't taken as seriously, but he did a lot, right? And his persona was born. He's a man after my own heart. When he was digging through a 99-cent bin and found Groucho Marx glasses, he was getting party favors for the video for Do What You Want. And that was the birth of the Humpty Hump persona with the nose, the glasses, you know, that'll tickle your rear. Got it? Right. Anyway, so thank you so much for being here and joining me for the chaos and insanity that's been happening in my apartment today. I love you all, and I sent you out with this. Little Humpty Hump, come on. There we go.
Alright, stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin.
All right. I love you all. I'm going to turn this one off first.
But yo, I'm